Welcome back to the podcast. It is playoff week in the NFL, the start of the playoffs. We've got the wild cards this week, and we've got some predictions for you. Some things to talk about. But starting off, we've got college football. The end of it was not the greatest.
It was gross.
TCU lost what? 65-7, I believe.
Might have been 69-7. 65. Yeah, I don't know. It was gross. There's really nothing to talk about. I'm a little angry because Ohio State would have won a national championship.
Yeah.
No, I mean that. I knew it was gonna be a blowout, but never saw that coming.
I had hoped for TCU that they would keep it close. I do believe on the last podcast we both said TCU would keep it close. That never happened.
I don't believe I said that.
I think you said that.
I said that against Michigan.
Oh. I'm mixing things up over here. But yeah, playoffs in the NFL are starting up. We're going to talk about Week 18, what happened there, what led to the playoffs, and we're going to give you our entire playoff predictions. So who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. So I think we should just start off with Week 18, of course. Raiders lose to the Chiefs. They secure the number 1 seed. So they get a bye. No surprise there. Jaguars beat the Titans in a win and make the playoffs game.
It's a good game.
So the Jaguars are in the playoffs and they are set to play the Chargers tonight.
Which is still crazy that the Jacksonville Jaguars made the playoffs. I mean, they were horrible last year.
Remember, the past 2 years, they had the first round pick. That's how bad they were.
Like I said in the preseason, they would be a better team, but not this much better. I'm shocked by the fact that they made it in the playoffs. So, hey, good for them.
I was looking back at all of my preseason record predictions, and I think I had the Jaguars going like 1-16.
I can't remember. I have to go back. I think I had them winning 4 or 5 games. So yeah, it
was a surprise.
It was a good game. I think everyone thought they were gonna beat Tennessee easily. I think I said on the last podcast that's the exact kind of game that Mike Vrabel likes. They kept it close, but congrats to Jacksonville.
So, the Dolphins beat the Jets. That's one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Quite possibly one of the worst games I've ever seen. I was in Vegas. I was sitting at the sports book, watching it on TV, live. I had turned away many times because it was so bad.
9 points scored on offense for the Dolphins, and 6 points scored on offense for the Jets, and a safety in the last play of the game. The Dolphins made
by the way, if you're a gambler, the point spread was 3.5 points. The Jets had covered. They only lost by 3 until that last play of the game where they lateraled the ball into the end zone for a safety. Imagine how many people lost money on that one play.
That's why we love sports betting.
It is why we love it.
So, the Dolphins get in with a Bills win, and the Bills beat the Patriots 35-23. So, the Dolphins have made the playoffs. They will play the Bills this week. Now, the Dolphins do not have Tua. Tua was ruled out.
Or Teddy.
No, they don't have Tua or Teddy.
This is going to be gross.
They're going to run in with Skylar Thompson. Remember, 9 points scored against the Jets.
We'll get there on the predictions, but yeah, this isn't going to go well for the Dolphins.
It will not.
Speaking of not going well, Aaron Rodgers. They worked themselves all the way back to a win-and-in situation at home against Detroit, who really had, at that point in time, had nothing to play for.
Because Seattle won.
Because Seattle had already won, so even a Detroit win doesn't put them in the playoffs. So basically, they're playing for nothing. And you just puke all over yourselves. I I'm somewhat shocked by that outcome, and that Aaron Rodgers allowed that to happen. But my goodness, that that's horrible.
And on the last drive of the game, he was terrible. I think he was like 1 for 8 in an interception.
So with that loss, Seattle got in.
Yeah, because Seattle beat the Rams 16-19, so they are in the playoffs now. Do you know who else kind of threw away a game besides Aaron Rodgers? Uh, can we talk about the Texans for a second? Beating the Colts. I said the Texans were gonna beat the Colts, but not like this. Lovey Smith decides to go for two, which they get, and it loses them the first round pick to Chicago.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why?
See, here's the thing.
Because didn't he get fired?
I think Lovey Smith knew he was gonna get fired either way, so he just thought, I don't care. I'm
Oh,
going out.
I guess so.
Cause
If you know you're gonna get fired, I
yeah.
guess you screw over the team that's firing you, right?
So now what everyone is saying is, are the Colts gonna trade for the first overall pick with the Bears and grab C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
If I'm the Bears, I'm 100% trading out of the first pick. There are so many teams that are going to come up to try and get one of those two quarterbacks, or I guess three if you listen to all the Will Levis love, which I don't understand. But you're going to have 4 or 5 teams try and come up and get one of those quarterbacks. The Bears have all the leverage. Uh, I think they can get a king's ransom for that number one pick. Absolutely, they are in a great spot. Watch out for the Bears next year. They've got a ton of salary cap room. They're sitting at the number one pick right now. Even if they trade back, they're going to have a top 10 pick. They're going to be active in the free agent market. The Bears could be this year's Jacksonville Jaguars
or Jets, which
the Jets stink.
Okay, but the Jets were good besides their quarterback. Let's be honest.
Well, that's a pretty big part of the game.
Yeah.
Stink.
All right, so now it's the time. Playoffs. We've been waiting all year for this. Let's start off with Bills versus Dolphins in the wild card.
Why are we starting there?
I don't know, because it's the 7th seed versus the 2nd seed.
Well, we got 2 games on tonight that we could pick. Okay, it's your podcast. Fine. Bills versus Dolphins. I don't have much to say on this game. This is going to be an absolute beatdown. Bills by 3 touchdowns.
I want to say the Dolphins are going to pull an upset, but Skylar Thompson is not that guy, so let's go Bills by 5 touchdowns.
Skylar Thompson is awful. The Bears are on a mission. Skylar Thompson, over under 200 yards passing. I'm going under.
He had under versus the Jets.
I'm well aware.
Yeah.
He's bad. He's bad.
All right, since you wanted to start with games tonight, let's backtrack and go to Seahawks versus 49ers. I don't know about Brock Purdy in the playoffs.
I agree with you.
I think that he could be the next Tom Brady, maybe, or he could be just absolutely horrible. But with the team around him, I don't think it matters. I think they still go out and win this game. The Seahawks have a good roster, but it's nothing compared to the 49ers.
49ers are going to win. The line's 9.5. I actually took Seattle in the points. 9.5 is a lot of points in the playoffs. I think Seattle or San Francisco is going to win. But I agree with you on Brock Purdy. I have serious concerns there. The only thing that sways me towards San Francisco longer term is that defense is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and I don't trust anybody else in the West or in the NFC. I seriously don't know who else in the NFC I would pick. I think the NFC is wide open. So, but yeah, I Brock Purdy's gonna have to go out and win a playoff game, and I don't know that he can do it.
I don't think he can either. I say the 49ers, but I think it's going to be a close game, closer than people think at least. Next up, we have Chargers versus Jaguars, the fourth and fifth seed in the AFC. This can we talk about the Chargers really quick? Against the
Are you
Broncos.
gonna talk about your favorite quarterback?
No, I hate Justin
Oh,
Herbert.
okay.
Um, which so the Chargers, right, against the Broncos, decided to start their starters, play their starters. And what happened? Mike Williams gets hurt. Joey Bosa gets hurt. Mike Williams is ruled out. I don't know about Joey Bosa, but what is your mindset there? You can't, there's nothing you can achieve from winning the game. And they lost. They didn't win.
He's a bad coach. He's made some really bonehead decisions during his time as head coach. I mean, I love being aggressive, but he's got a history of making aggressive decisions at horrible times. You're right. Playing Mike Williams last week, who he was already hurt, makes no sense because the game meant nothing. So I I don't know. I don't know. However, with that said, I think the San Diego Chargers win big tonight. Big,
I don't know.
double digits.
I don't think big, okay? I do think the Chargers win. I think that the whole Jaguars fairy tale, going from worst to best or worst to playoffs ends here. But I do see the Jaguars winning this game. I will see it, but I think the Chargers will pull it off.
San Diego Chargers. Big.
I think you forget that they're in Los Angeles sometimes.
Nope.
Okay. Back to the NFC, we've got the Giants versus the Vikings. Kirk Cousins is the question we all, have been wondering. Will he be good or not? I think for this game he will. I think the Giants will play very well actually, but I do think they lose. These teams played each other in I believe week 16 and the Vikings won in overtime. So I think it will be a very good game, but I still think the Vikings will come out and win this game.
I don't think Kirk Cousins has to play well in this game. I think he just can't lose the game, which he has a tendency to do sometimes. Um, I think Minnesota wins. I think it's a close game. I think it's an ugly game. Um, yeah, I don't have faith in Kirk Cousins long term because he ain't the guy. But they'll win this game.
Next, AFC, we've got Bengals and Ravens. The Ravens don't have a quarterback like the Dolphins, okay? Lamar's out. I think Tyler Huntley is out. The Bengals win big. The Bengals are on a mission. They want to get to the Super Bowl like last year. They have the team to do it. And the Ravens are just, I don't know, dummies in their way.
Uh, Bengals win. I think this is another ugly game. I think they win by double digits. Ravens just they can't score. Third string quarterback. Um, the Lamar situation is going to be interesting in the offseason. Do they pay him? Do they not? Um, it could be some drama with Lamar in the offseason, but we'll find out sooner or later because Ravens offseason will start tomorrow.
Yeah. Cowboys and Buccaneers.
Oh, Tom Brady.
Can Tom Brady get another one?
No.
Wow. I'm surprised about that.
Hard no.
I don't think he wins the Super Bowl, but I think he wins this game against the Cowboys.
See, I don't like. I have no confidence in the Cowboys. The Cowboys choke in the playoffs every single year. Um, but man, this Buccaneers team is not good. They can't score points. I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Dallas. I think Dallas. It may be a close game. It's at Tampa Bay, which is weird since they're 8-9. But I think the Cowboys win.
I disagree. You know what? I think it'll be a very close game, these two teams did play at the start of the year, and the Buccaneers won. But that's in the past that was week 1. But I think that Tom Brady comes out and he plays just as well as he did. I think it was what, week 17. I think he plays just as well as that. I think Dak Prescott will be the Cowboys' problem. I do not like Dak in this situation. Um, I have a terrible feeling about Dak, and I think he throws away the game here for the Cowboys, and I think the Buccaneers move on to the divisional round.
We'll find out. Again, we could have some drama in the offseason for Tampa and Tom Brady because he's not going back to Tampa. He's either going to retire or go somewhere else. So we'll have Lamar drama, we'll have Tom Brady drama, and I think they both start tomorrow.
All right, so now onto the divisional round. I do believe we had the same in everything besides Cowboys Buccaneers. So we'll get started in the AFC. We've got Bills versus Bengals. Who do you have?
Bills.
I have Bills too. I think that when these two teams could have played, it would have been one of the best games of the year. Sadly, the DeMar Hamlin situation happened, which, by the way, he is back home in Buffalo and